Hello, Ignite community. I am so excited to be here and grateful for the opportunity to connect with this amazing and flourishing community. My name is Rhiannon Newharth, and I'm going to take a few minutes today just to introduce myself so you get to know me and what I do a little bit better. So I am a former science teacher, a business coach, podcaster, author, and speaker, homeschool mom of two, most recently a certified functional nutritionist focusing on issues with MTHFR, ADD, OCD, IgA deficiency, amongst a few. The last thing that's most important, and I feel like some people might resonate with this, is I'm a hustle culture dropout. And what does that mean? That means I used to run myself absolutely ragged until I reached burnout, and I hit this wall in my life that has completely transformed who I am as a person and how I operate. And so that's going to be something I'm going to share with you is my journey and some things that's really worked well for me, and things you can do to implement into your day to help you show up for you. Lastly, I want to take a few minutes here just to share a little bit of why I do what I do with each thing, because I was talking to my therapist recently, and I have strove for so long to stay in one lane. And I don't know if you can resonate with this, but have you ever been told, like, stay in your lane, just do one thing, focus comes clarity, blah, blah, blah. While I agree of that to some extent, I do not feel like that is something to live by. And here's why. People like me with late diagnosed or even self-diagnosed ADHD struggle with focus on one thing. And so we get the dopamine rush by doing new things. So even if you are not diagnosed yet, or maybe you are starting to realize that you are a late diagnosed or self-diagnosed ADHDer, it's okay. It's okay to show up for all of you. And something that my therapist recently said to me was, you can do all of those things, but not to burnout. And the problem is in the hustle culture, I was hustling to feel validation, to have self-worth, to show up in fear that it was all going to be lost, right? And so I don't know if you can relate to this. If you can, please let me know in the comments. But for me, that was a big eye-opener, and it was almost permission to be authentically all of me, that every piece of me has a place, and I don't have to hustle in order to have the thing that I love, right? Because hustling and doing what you love can cause burnout. And I'm here to tell you it did for me. And so it's really important for you to take a step back if you're feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling under duress, I guess. Like you're feeling stressed all the time, you're anxious, you're overwhelmed. And obviously there's a lot of physiological factors that could be going on to that, right? Or into that. But when you give yourself 100% permission to authentically show up with all of you, every part of you can thrive. And then you don't feel lopsided. And then you're less likely to burn out because the thing that once formerly sparked joy no longer sparks joy. And it's more of a resentment and anger and frustration, even though you used to love it. You have this mindset of, I have to only do one thing, right? So another thing is just remember, you don't have to monetize everything that you do or love, but a way that I have figured this out for myself recently is integrating all of the parts. I am by nature somebody who likes to learn by trial and error, okay? And so for me, that means I click the buttons until I figure it out. And I don't know if anybody else's mantra is, I'll figure it out, but that's my mantra, and it has, and it's something I've always lived by, because when I get stuck in tough situations, it doesn't matter how, I always just figure it out, right? And as a mom, if you are a mom, this is something that you may resonate with, right? Like you don't know how you're going to pay the bills, but you figure it out. You don't know how your kid's health is going to improve, but you figure it out. You don't know, but you always figure it out. And so the problem with that over time is you become a fight or flighter, right? And that can cause your burnout, that can contribute to your burnout. So I want to take just a quick minute and really kind of dig into burnout for me and what that looked like. One, things that sparked joy no longer sparked joy. 2, no self-care or lack of boundaries. If you can relate to that, please let me know, because I can't be the only one that struggled with boundaries, that didn't say no, that felt like they needed to be there all the time. And that's really just your ego, right? It's feeding your ego and helps you feel valued, and it helps you feel worthy, right? So if you're chasing self-worth by hustling or people pleasing, you're gonna burn yourself out. So my therapist, I'm circling back here to, was to recommend doing one day each thing, right? Or do a little bit each month of each little thing that I love. So like I said, I'm a business coach. I am massively passionate about helping online entrepreneurs find consistency in their business. Okay, that's something I love. Do I have to do that every day though? No, absolutely not. And obviously with my functional nutrition practice that I'm launching here in the next couple weeks, do I have to do that every day? No, I don't have to do that every day. I can pick and choose. And that's the thing, is you get to decide where and how you want to show up and when you want to show up for others. So I challenge you today to take a look. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you people pleasing? Are you on a track to burnout, or have you been burnt out and not really sure what your next steps are? If that's you, feel free to follow me. My TikTok is my name, Rhiannon Newharth, at Rhiannon Newharth. You can follow me on Facebook, also again, my name, or on Instagram. And I'm going to be sharing more about this, but mostly my focus on those platforms is obviously functional nutrition, overall wellness, with the focus of IgA deficiency, MTHFR, and ADHD, because those are things I've personally experienced for me and myself and my kids. So with all that to be said, thank you so much for the warm invite to this community, and I can't wait to continue to meet more of you, to create a thriving community of like-minded women who are ready to see changes, grow in themselves, and become their true, authentic self. Have a blessed day.